All right, and we are back with some voices. So I just went ahead and did oh, it's pretty loud. I just went ahead and did I could take this arming off now. I just did some recordings, so I'm gonna show you how to manipulate these recordings um to so we can quickly change the sound or whatever. All right, so I'm gonna show you a couple let's see just basic effects that you'll always be using. Standard effects is what I was going to say. So, of which you'll have compression, gate, delay, possibly, and possibly reverb. It depends on how and depends on the uh, like the setting of the game or mod, and sometimes the sound guy will want to do all that. So, I know I'm pretty sure, for instance, um, like Skyrim and stuff will like the engine itself will add all those reverb and delay technologies um, after it's embedded in the game, so you don't have to add any of that. However, like if it's an open game, like for example, this one that I'm doing, it's like a real time strategy, overhead shoot 'em up type thing. So I'm basically the soldier sending out commands or saying, "Hey, I got your signal," stuff like that.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, oops, I already added a gate, so I'm going to take that off just so we can start from scratch. So take a listen.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So you can hear my voice is actually you can hear my breaths between, and you really don't want that. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of those breaths effectively. All right, so we're going to go to effects, click this effects box, this one right here, okay, and that'll bring up these two dialogues. This automatically comes up, add effects, because you don't have any effects in there, so it just brings it up for you, nice and easy like that. So let's use our regate, okay? Our gate is the first one that we're going to be using because it's going to take those breaths away. Now, gate is, you have to be careful with gate because you can actually cut the end breaths or the last consonants of words. So you could be like, yes, sir, or, and that breath after R, sir, like sir. There's like a little tiny breath after that. You don't want to cut that. And that's what your release, etc., is for. So actually, I'm going to get rid of this mixer, okay? And you can get it back from view. Um, Mixer. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this so we can get a better view of this waveform. So I'm so congested today. Blah. So, anyways, I did these recordings, and we're going to listen, and we're going to modify our gate so we can see exactly, so we can hear. We could watch and then hear what we're doing.
Sir.
So you hear those breaths?
Yes, sir. Ready. Roger that. I'm going.
Okay.
Moving.
So you could hear
Moving out.
there's no
Need
breath,
some ammo.
no breaths anymore. Now, there's sometimes it depends on the setting, but you don't want to kill all the noise. And the way you do that is you bring up the dry, okay, here, and you turn down the wet a bit because uh, it's essentially putting like mixing two signals instead of just like making the gate not go down as low. So there's other gates like free VST gates that won't cut completely out. They'll You can like adjust them to cut out, maybe like it'll cut down 10 decibels so that the breaths will become inaudible. They'll still be there, so it'll have a more natural feel. Um, but in this case, you just have to bring up the dry,
Sir. Yes, sir.
so you hear it's like not um, like our breaths are only 17.9 decibels up, which is not a lot, but you can still just hear them, and that can be important depending on the project. The project, like I said. So I'm gonna just show you a couple things here. Pre-open is if you're struggling with those starting there, like if you can't seem to get the right level to get those th or how are you doing, those kind of things. The pre-open is good because it basically let's say 20 milliseconds. So when it reads ahead, okay, and then there's when it hits, when it would hit the signal to open the gate, it actually opens it 20 milliseconds before, or 16, or whatever you set this fader to. Okay, so it's like a read ahead function, and then it opens the gate 12 milliseconds before it would actually open. Okay, if that makes any sense, I hope so. Attack is generally you want a low attack because, especially with voice, because some people talk fast, some people talk slow, but still those initial breaths cannot be cut out. That's very important. Hold will hold the gate open after your audio drips down below the threshold, which is 44.1. So it'll hold that gate for 38 milliseconds after. And what that does, it ensures that, say you're going like, oh, or something, some weird sounds, and it's just at the threshold of the gate, it's not going to out in, out, out in. Okay. It's going to stay open until that sound is passed. Okay. And that's important for, uh, especially for lower speakers, because, they like lower frequencies they're all slower, so it could even happen between the waveform. Like it's I've seen it happen before. So I can't even pronounce this word, but this is essentially the same thing. It does something similar to hold. So it basically says, the gate is not actually, so we got our open at 44.1, and then hysteresis will close the gate after it goes, minus 44.1 minus 9.2, which is minus 53. Okay, so it'll actually close the gate at minus 53, not minus 44. So it'll go in 44, it'll open at 44.1 decibels, and then it'll close at minus 53 if you have it set at 9.2. So it just subtracts this from the threshold, and that's when the gate closes. Okay, so you can like have it open once and never close with the infinite. All right, so just that's pretty much your gate. You don't need to worry about these low pass, high pass for voice acting. That's mostly for things like electronic music. If you want to use like gating for like synths or something, it's not really necessary for our purposes with voice acting. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to do compression. Okay, so just click next, and I'm going to open it right now.